said she's gonna miss him.
Doubt it. Not for a while.
You're like, I'm the favorite.
Why is mine closer? Look how much closer I am.
Cause you're taller.
No.
I don't know. Why is yours? What's the science here?
Is it zoomed in more? No. Like, I am sitting as far back as I can.
Is it better? It's
Sure.
better.
Yeah.
It's
whatever.
Better. Is it recording?
Maybe your table's further away.
Oh, you know what? It probably is.
Yes, it's recording. I like that setup. That looks nice.
We say that like every couple weeks.
Yeah, we do.
I really like this setup. This is a really great setup.
Nice. Anything that's not what we had before.
Such a good idea. It's like rearranging your room. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, come into my room. I see so many TikToks of, there's this girl who like talks about the 2000s.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen her. And she always does like orange like foundation.
Yes, I've seen her.
And she talks about how like entertainment for kids back then was like rearranging their room, and they'll come out and like tell their mom, they're like, Mom, come look in my room. Come look at my, see, I moved my posters to this wall and it's just so open. Like, look over here. I moved this over here and this, and then, oh, my phone's right there, and then my bed's right there, and and they're out of breath, and it's like 3:00 in the morning. It's like, I was that.
I was that also.
Yeah. I still am. I rearranged both the girls' rooms this week. And I also am pretty sure I addicted my child to it, because she's like, we got into the bathroom the other day for them to brush their teeth, and she's like, Mom, I think we need to rearrange the bathroom. It's like, Charlotte, we can't move the tub or the toilet.
Yeah, but you can rearrange your stuff.
And she's like, well, what if we organize the stuff on the counter? I was like, it is organized. She's like, well, what if we just move it around? I'm like, you want to rearrange the stuff on the counter? She's like, yeah. I was like, do you want to help me? She's like, yeah. She's gotten to the point to where like, I'll fold all the laundry, and then I'm starting to give her easy chores, and I'll like tell her, take all your pajamas, take all your underwear or whatever, put them away. So she brings them into her room, and she'll take like 10, 15 minutes to come back to me for the next like set.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is taking her forever? She's still got shirts and pants to take back. And I go back there. She's got all her pajamas pulled out of her drawers.
Oh my gosh.
And she's refolding everything. And I'm like, what? Why am I even folding your laundry? Like, you're just redoing it all. Like, am I not good enough for you?
You have created a monster.
I have. She loves organizing things, and it makes me so happy, and yet her room is a flippin' mess all the time. I don't understand it. She can Marie Kondo the crap out of something, but, like, if it comes to the floor in her bedroom, nope. It's like a catch-all.
The whole thing is a catch-all.
The whole thing. Nothing is safe.
I saw a TikTok of, like, she was probably a teenager, and she filmed her parents' reaction to her cleaning her room. And the dad came in, he's like, oh, like, he was, like, dumbfounded. He was like, I can see the floor. Oh my gosh. And he's like, Sharon, or whatever the mom's name is, and she came in and she's like, holy crap. It's been months since we've seen this floor.
That's bad.
That's
bad. Charlotte's not that bad yet.
Alice is.
She's just really bad about leaving her dirty clothes on her floor, because she changes into like 6 outfits a day.
Yes. Yeah.
At least the one thing is that she at least puts them all in one pile.
That's nice.
All in a corner. Yeah.
But if she's doing it 6 times a day, are you washing all those?
No.
Half
the time I end up like, I'm like, is this worth washing, or am I just going to hang it back up? And I usually hang it back up or put it in her drawers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid. Hey, guys.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk to our listeners.
Hey, neighbors. What's up? This
What's
is
up?
Our true crime and paranormal podcast with a hint of neighborhood drama.
That's Bri.
And that is Amy.
And...
Oh, yeah, we're What's with the Neighbors. If you haven't chimed in on that yet.
If
Ding,
you
ding,
if
ding,
you
ding, ding,
if
ding.
you didn't know what you were listening to when you opened up your listening
Then
app,
you are a dum dum.
Bree, don't talk to people like that.
They are. If they don't know.
That's
Although
true.
I will say a couple of times I will like open something on my like especially on my computer and like something in the background will just start playing and I'm like, which file? Which
Which
application?
tab?
What's
Yeah.
playing music? Is it this YouTube video? Is it my music?
Does
Is
that
it my
stress you
podcast?
out so
Yes.
much? Yeah.
It does because I'm like I'm gonna miss something or I don't know. It's gonna mess something up.
But also, like, I wasn't planning on listening to something the second I opened up my laptop.
Yeah. Like calm down, laptop. I'll
Calm
listen to you
down.
later.
You know, I know Spotify will do if you're done with an episode and there's like no other episodes after that on a podcast, it will start playing like the next thing, like kind of like in your queue
Oh.
or on your list.
I've never finished a podcast before, so. Have you?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
No, I mean not like I mean like an entire show of a podcast,
Oh.
not like an episode. I've never finished a single episode,
I'm
not
like,
even our own. Can't stand to listen to Amy and Bri. They're so annoying.
yeah, like I
But
caught
really.
up on My Favorite Murder, so it would like start playing the next like it would whatever podcast
Like
other
a similar
podcast.
pod, yeah.
Yeah. And it does it to ours when I'm done listening to ours
Oh
on
yeah, I guess
Spotify.
I finished ours. Oh yeah. Hey, I'm caught up on a podcast.
Hey, look at that. I'm so proud of you.
I know what's with the neighbors.
You know it.
So cool.
You know it. I have two things for you. I
Okay.
have a neighborhood story, but first, oh no, I just broke my bracelet.
Oh, is that what that pop was?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a bracelet. Looks like a hoop earring.
I will
repurpose
say
it.
I have been playing with it, and like I've been making it smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah, it's gonna pop. It's gonna crack.
It's real gold.
Gretchen, really?
Yeah, I'm so strong. Look.
Oh, shush up. I don't think gold is that strong.
Gold is a
Diamond is strong.
yeah, so is gold.
Is
Have
it?
you tried? You know, like the little gold flakes, and you try to bite it, and it doesn't.
Oh, is it? Is that one
It
of the
doesn't
stronger
bend.
ones?
I have a piece of gold. Do you want to try it?
No, I'm actually good.
Okay.
Why do you have a piece of gold?
We want gold panning.
Oh, okay.
I also keep gold bars in my closet.
I know diamonds are really strong.
Yes,
They're
they
the
are.
strongest.
Yeah, but that's a gem.
It's pretty cool. It's an element, isn't it?
It's a rock.
Diamond-
It's a rock.
Yeah, so is potassium, isn't it?
I don't think bananas.
Guys, we're not an educational
I don't
podcast.
think that a banana is very strong.
Banana is not potassium. Bananas actually have very little potassium.
Yes,
in
they
them.
do. You know what has more? Potatoes.
Yep.
Gold is a metal.
Yeah, it's also an element on the elements table.
Yeah, so is air, Brie.
Yeah, but my whole point is they are elements. They're
Oh,
they're
duh.
on- they're
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
periodic table.
Yeah, but so is gas. I'm talking about the strength of it, like how strong it is.
I know, but I was just saying it's a very strong element.
I'm not.
You said
I'm
it
not
was a
fighting with you
gem.
tonight.
We're fighting, guys.
Okay, so I have a question.
She just ignored me. I would too.
So I have a question for you.
Tequila.
Or yes, I have a question for you.
Okay.
How many seconds? I saw a Sorry, you said tequila. I saw a TikTok of a bunch of grown men. They were probably like in college, and they were all buried in the sand
Oh, with
and-
their heads popping up?
with their heads popping off, and they were all singing that da 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 da
I
da
haven't
da,
seen that one yet.
and they're all tequila.
Tequila.
Okay.
Have you seen the American Idol audition with that song?
No, but that's hilarious.
It's literally just the tune to that song, and it goes on for like ever and ever and ever until it says tequila, and he says tequila, and he's this very white guy. You should look it up. It's great.
I love when people do that song for karaoke.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
easiest song ever.
Absolutely. Speaking of karaoke, wow. Okay, I'm so sorry, you guys. I can't. We miss each other. My sister, she loves going. My younger sister loves doing karaoke nights. She hasn't done it in a while, but she. We're talking one night about karaoke songs, and I was like, "Man, this is like such a good karaoke song," and she was like, "Yeah." I love karaoke and I've done that song, but I also like really like show tunes. And I was like, oh, yeah, like thinking like Broadway songs or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that, or musical songs. And I was like, what? And she's like, I really like asking for like Phantom of the Opera. Or
Oh, wow. That's really fancy.
I was like, no, Katie.
The Phantom of the...
I was like, does anyone boo you off? Like, I would.
Like all these drunk people, like, who the fuck is this?
I was like, what?
But then you have like those people in the crowd, like, yes,
Yeah.
I've been wanting this.
Yeah.
But I've been too afraid to actually play it.
I 1,000% would sing along with it, but I can play that
I
song
would
on
not.
the piano.
Oh, really?
All of the songs from Phantom of the Opera. I'm really good at it too.
I didn't know you could play the piano.
I can play for you after this.
I would love for that very much.
So wow, sorry guys. Okay, so I have a question for you. How many second grade? I have two questions. How many second graders do you think you could fight off before you become overwhelmed?
I hate second graders.
So if a bunch of second graders were coming at you to attack you,
Like 6 and 7-year-olds.
yeah, how many do you think? No, there's like 7 and 8.
2.
8, 8, 2.
Yeah. I'm very short. I don't
That
know
is
if you've
true.
noticed. They can climb up me.
You're like 2.
Okay, 2, and then I'm just okay. So, in like an example that I did today, I
Okay.
got tired of playing jail with the kids. I kept on carrying them across the house. I had like 2 in an arm, and then I come back for the
Jail?
other one. Yeah, they were playing jail, so I was like, cool. I'm
They
gonna play jail
volunteered to
too.
play jail. You didn't. You're not like you're in jail. You have to stay there.
Oh no, I was the jailer. They were the criminals.
I love that.
They wanted me to be the criminal, and I was like, no. This is not going to be fun if I'm the criminal because I'm just going to sit there and play on my phone. I'm going to be a very good criminal and stay in jail and not run away like you guys do. So I would grab them and go put them in jail, and then like I turn around, pretend to be doing something, and they'd run off, and I'd have to go get them and bring them back, and it was just a whole ordeal.
I love that.
I got really tired really fast. I don't know if you've dealt with kids that age. You have dealt with kids that age, carrying them back and forth over and over and over to the couch.
Yes.
And then chasing them. Well,
That's really cute though.
I gave up after like the 5th time, and I just like laid on the ground, and then they believed me, and I was like, I got up and I started screaming and scaring them, and they all ran away. So, I mean, maybe I could scare some second graders away.
Maybe
I
like
could
some
just, like,
bunch of
pull, like,
wussy ones.
the dead possum thing and pretend to be like a possum and like scare them. I don't know. I'll play possum.
So, what's the number though?
4.
4?
4.
They're like over 40 pounds each. They're
4.
like 50, 60 pounds.
4.
That's a pretty good number.
4.
I like it. Okay. So, if you could have a song play
How
every
many
time.
could you deal with? Sorry.
I'm gonna say like 5.
Oh, that's a lot.
I'm going for the juggler, my man.
Okay. All right.
I'm like,
Take some on the legs.
Yeah.
Take some on each leg. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
like behind their knees.
Yeah.
Like knock them out and then just like body slam them.
Oh, wow. We love children, by the way, guys. So just so you know.
Well, it says like how many would you take on before you
How
get
many could you fight off?
overwhelmed?
Okay. All right.
So if there was 6, I'd be like, no way.
No, this is too much.
First off, I would like go straight mom mode.
Stop it.
No, get off right now. And if they don't,
Time
like, then I would like start threatening them, like tell them Santa ain't real, like all that type of stuff. Kind of like get into their head a little bit.
Yeah.
And then if they started like attacking me, I'm going straight for the knees, man.
Straight for the jugular.
Yeah. Okay.
We ain't messing around with you, second graders. Come at me, bro. Just 4 of you, though.
Freaking kids,
No more than 4.
man. They're freaking jerks.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could have any song play every time you enter a room, what would it be?
Probably something rock.
She's my cherry pie.
No. I don't know. That's a really hard question. Because, like, I change my music all the time.
That's true.
It just depends on my mood. But, like, I associate with, like, rock music most. Probably something Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Probably. Because those are pretty badass.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
That's not either of them, but that's okay. Like Misty Mountaintop or
Obviously.
Walking in the Park just the other day, baby.
Led Zeppelin.
It's by Led Zeppelin.
Guns N' Roses?
Or I'm not a big Guns N' Roses fan.
No?
Mm-mm. Nope. Also, what's it called?
Oh, yes.
Why can't I think of?
I can't think of it. That's a good one.
On the land of the ice and snow and the midnight sun. I can't remember what it's called, but it's by Led Zeppelin. It's pretty
Bri
great
really
song.
knows her rock.
It's a really cool song. It's a really
It's a good
badass
song. Yeah,
like,
it is.
I'm a badass. I'm coming here.
That makes me think of like when a bunch of people like get into their car, like, and they're like a couple of them are like hanging out of the car and
Yeah,
they're
like,
doing
coming,
like a
like,
car chase.
Yeah, with like some bats and stuff.
Yeah.
Some crowbars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it.
Some flaming bottles.
Very
I don't know.
what is that?
It was in Thor.
Mad Max. Very Mad Max.
It was in Thor.
Oh,
Thor
okay.
had a great soundtrack. Thor has great soundtracks. So does Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I love Guardians.
Anything from any of those movies.
Just
I love
basically
70s
any
and
Marvel
80s.
songs.
70s and 80s rock. Great music. I cannot wait for the new Ant-Man movie because of the soundtrack, because I know it's going to be amazing. Because it's already, I need to check it out. It's on iTunes.
Okay. I like it.
Oh, what about you?
Man, we're two different people.
Yeah, we are.
So I had this dream for a long time before Rick and I got married. Not like a dream, like sleeping dream, like this like wish that I wish would happen to me. And it was every time I walk into a room, I wished that the song "Yeah" by Usher would start playing.
It's a good one though.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. So, our entrance.
Such a good song.
She was checking up on me. And I was like, yeah. Anyways, so our entry, like after you get married, you like go and you take your pictures and you walk. Everyone's like
You're
in the
introduced as the bride and groom.
Yeah.
In the reception.
That was our song.
That's awesome. What was ours? It may have been Star Wars. It's very possible it was Star Wars. That was not my choice, but
Yeah.
actually it was my choice because I was getting married and I was like, I'll do whatever my husband wants.
Yeah. See,
But
that was Rick.
But also, like, a lot of the wedding decisions are on the bride.
Yeah.
And they get to make a lot of the fun decisions. So I was like, I'll let him have it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. I get that.
But, like, also, sorry, guys. Like, going to anything, if I'm hyped up, I could literally walk into the room to, like, any hyped up song.
Yeah. Same.
Or I could make a song hyped up and be like, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. This is Sarah McLachlan, but I'm gonna come in here and
I'm coming
I'm gonna
in.
hype this shit
Could be
up.
Florida Georgia line.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. But yeah, like I
Look
love,
at this photograph.
I flip. Look at this graph. I love good music, and
Me too.
I love like getting down. I cannot wait for my brother's wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yeah. Anyway, I can't wait for his wedding because
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
I am
That's
inviting
my-
myself
that's
to
my-
his wedding.
I mean, you are.
He does
invited.
listen, doesn't
I
he?
invited you as my date, so you know if you want.
Does your brother listens?
Yeah.
Oh well, I expect an invite.
Matthew, do you
Matthew.
want two really famous podcast hosts and Jen? Sorry.
And you know what? If you want, you can dance to one of our episodes. We will allow it.
When people are gonna be so bored. They're like, oh my god, turn this off.
What's with the neighbors? What's with the neighbors?
It's just gonna be the. Do you have a neighborhood story? For
Yes,
me?
I do. Sorry.
I don't have a question for you today. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, that's good. So, actually, we're gonna ask our listeners if you could have any song play every time you entered a room. What would it be? Please let us know.
Boom.
My neighborhood story is actually from Reddit.
Okay.
And it actually starts off like they were like talking. It was basically like a thread of people that were talking about their terrible neighbors.
Right.
And so it starts off with,
hello.
"It's going, Bri.
You talk.
You talk."
Okay, there it goes. Sorry.
So it starts off with him saying, "He took it upon himself to mow my lawn while I was at work." Oh, by the way, they're talking about Josh.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And in parentheses, it says, "My mower broke and I couldn't get it fixed. Needed to wait until next payday." This is about Josh and I, by the way. So it says, "He took it upon himself to mow my lawn while I was at work. My mower broke and I couldn't get it fixed and I needed to wait until next payday. He ran over a rock in my yard, damaged his mower, and then asked me to pay to replace the blades." And it says, "Dude, I didn't ask you to mow my lawn." So, yeah.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty
I
bad.
would be pissed. I'd be like, no.
I didn't ask
Like,
you.
there's no liability here. Like, that's on you,
You came
dude.
onto my property without
a-
permission.
I guess it's kind of like the whole, like, if you rob a house and you slip and fall on a knife,
You can sue them.
the owners. Yeah.
So
Like that.
it's the same thing, but also like, bro.
Have some decency.
Bro.
No.
No.
Not buying you new blades.
No.
You can get over it.
I don't know how much blades are. You probably do.
I
But
don't know. I'd imagine probably.
very expensive. They're steel.
Yeah.
Metal.
I'd imagine at least like under, like just under 100 maybe at least. But for an actual mower and John Deere, good lord.
It probably depends on what type of mower it is. And
Also,
stuff.
shout out to my husband, but not shout out to my husband because he said
Not
not to
shouting
mention
him
it
out.
anyway.
He doesn't.
Sorry,
No. We don't need a shout out to
I'm not talking about him.
him. He did not do an excellent job mowing my lawn. Mowing
He
my
didn't because you
plowing
have snow
my-
in your.
plowing the snow.
He plowed.
Bri, that's disgusting. He did not plow my driveway and did not do a great job at it because he does not do that.
I mean, that's not
with
what
his
I was
John
giving him
Deere
shout out
tractor.
for. But yeah, sure that too, because he's supposed to do that. I was more so shouting out for other things, but I'm not going to talk.
No,
about them
I know.
because he said
That's-
not to talk about them. Anyway, so this is awkward. Do you
Bri's
wanna
also
hear
buzzed.
a spooky story?
Yes.
Yes. Let me get my story over with. while I
You're
can.
stressing me out.
Dear God. All right. Are you ready
Yes, I
to
am.
rumble? So, I was on Airbnb this week looking at houses to
Oh.
to stay at whenever we went to Charleston because I was like looking at other options and I was like, ooh, that might be fun.
For your brother.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was like, ooh, you can put in like certain things, like if you want like a water slide, or if you want it
What?
to be
That's
like
so cool.
tropical or something like that, or like a
Yeah.
tree house. But you can also put haunted. So,
Nuh-uh.
yes, for Rizzle, my nizzle, dude. Is that, I don't know if that's okay to say anymore, but that's what we used to say. So, it's okay for me right now.
I think it is.
Snoop Dogg said
Snoop
it
Dogg. Yeah, I was
first.
going to say Snoop Dogg says it.
So, I'm going to be talking about the Inspiration House in Oberlin, Ohio. And also Ohio because they are going through a lot of really crappy things this
We're thinking
month.
about you, Ohio.
So, I hope you guys are okay. And if you're not, listen to our podcast and
Forget about
maybe
your
it'll
worries
make you
for a
smile.
second.
So, I didn't get a lot of history on this house. It's a very old house. It was built in 1870 by a Herbert Penfield for his wife Sarah and their future family. It was going to be like their dream home, I guess.
Love that for them.
Like I said, history isn't super clear on anything. There weren't official death certificates, but it appeared that Sarah had died in the home.
Okay.
And they may have had a child in there too. I don't know if the child died. I don't know. But Herbert moved by himself to Chicago after, right before the house was being built. So, like officially done. Like they were still doing things on it. Herbert, the husband, who
by
was
himself.
building it. Yeah, so he moved away. A
So
widow. He was a widow.
She died while they were building the house.
Yes, I guess why they're completing things because everywhere said it was while they were still right before it was finished.
I wonder if if they had a child, maybe she died in childbirth and they both died.
Maybe, possibly. But yeah, there was no like big information on like death certificates.
Probably because he killed her.
That's what I thought too. So you're not the only one.
Sorry, go ahead.
So this was just the beginning of many losses in this home.
Oh, jeez.
I can't tell you who, but I know a lot of people died in this house. Over the 150 plus years that this home has been inhabited, it's seen its fair share of deaths. However, all that were documented.
She wouldn't stop licking. It was disgusting.
I just saw it in the corner of my eye. Poor Jessie. Aw.
Barely touched her, probably.
Whatever.
She was just like, freaking hate that sound, dude.
I do too. Like, shut up.
Knock
In
it
the middle
off.
of the night. It's the worst sound ever.
The nasty.
Always in the middle of the night.
Yes.
So over the 150 plus years this home was inhabited, it had seen its fair share of deaths.
Sure.
However, all that were documented appeared to be from like natural causes and living long full lives. So like nothing dramatic happened there that anyone knows of.
Like tragic.
Yeah. And not a whole lot of known history, but as of 2018, the home was purchased by a paranormal investigator named Michelle Bellinger. And while in process of buying the home, this was an interesting bit of information. There was a condition set by the previous owners that had owned the house.
Okay.
That had allowed the owners to leave behind the personal belongings and everything that was in the house there.
Okay.
Like clothing, electronics, and even medications. Like all like necessities, just so they could avoid returning to the home. Because like
wow.
they were like, no, we're done. Like it just looked like they like ran out of there.
Right.
Other interesting items that were left behind included things to assist with protecting the home from any spirits, like rods of selenite, crystals, and chalk. And now that Michelle and Elariah is also, I'm not sure what the relationship is. They might be partners. They have repurposed and modernized the home as an Airbnb while and the public can stay there for leisure or for paranormal investigations.
Okay.
So, and I'm sorry, Michelle and Elraya, like nowhere was clear if they were like business partners or if they were like a couple. So, I'm not being insensitive. I'm just reading what I saw. So yeah. So let's get into the paranormal.
Yeah.
So, since the home is owned by a paranormal investigator, she has documented different things that have occurred in the home, and here are a few that were on the website dedicated to it.
Okay.
Which is a website just for this home. It's really cool. I'll mention it in a little bit.
Okay.
So, a 1960s toy musical TV set by Fisher Price is there, and it will play on its own, and it is on display there, and it still frequently plays. Many investigators believe that there's a childlike spirit attached to the toy.
Oh.
Multiple reports of a ghost dog have been given by visitors and neighbors. The dog has been seen looking out the windows and mistaken for a living dog. The ghost canine can even be heard walking along the hardwood floor like its nails scraping along the floor. And it's been known to like climb into bed with you.
Okay, I like it, but I also don't like it.
I love it. I think it's really sweet. It's like, why are you being so stressed out? Why is that doing that?
Because Jesse's pulling on the
It's
freaking...
so creepy. I wish that the cameras were on that, because like I can't see the bottom of it because my laptop's covering it. And all it just looks like is like it's flickering and moving all by itself. Yeah,
she's laying out with her her
maybe
arm.
she's hot.
Are you hot?
She's probably stressed out.
Knock it
She's
off.
like stressed out. Why is she stressed?
Knock it off.
Do you have a bunch of bags packed?
Yes.
I wonder if she thinks you're leaving. Because our dogs get like that. They will get super stressed out and like
no,
pant
we don't
like
have
that.
bags packed.
Shouldn't see Rick. Does Rick have his bags packed? Oh.
Not yet.
Okay.
Just his cases. I actually haven't been in the bedroom. No, I was in the bedroom. There's been a suitcase that's been out since I got home.
Gotcha.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute though. Get up and look at her.
Are you hot, baby?
No, she does that when she's stressed out. She pants.
Why are you so stressed out, baby?
Do you need to go potty?
Do you need to go potty? Do you need to go potty? What's wrong, baby?
I guess I freaking threw a thing at her.
Oh, ghost dog can cuddle with me.
That's so cute. I love it, but for some reason it also bothers me.
I think the nail scraping is like really weird.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
All I can picture is my dogs. Jesse, stop.
Knock it off.
She's like super stressed out about this story. She's stressed out about this ghost dog. She's like, what is the history on this ghost dog? I need to know this now.
Stop.
Do you want to come sit on my lap?
Come here.
Do you think the mics are going to pick that up? Time for What's with the Neighbor's Dog ASMR. She just snorted a little bit at you.
Jesse, knock it off. Yeah. Get your dog. Why are you wearing my socks? Get your dog, because she's making too much noise. Kiss her outside. Come on. Go. I love my baby. Do it. Love her outside. She might need to go potty. Come on, Alice. Sorry, listeners.
Work the muscles. Okay, it's just the Patreon listeners.
Yeah.
Not that you guys aren't more important or any less important.
But you pay for this.
But yes, you pay for this. Thank you. Bye,
Don't
Jesse.
throw her down like that.
I didn't mean to. Mom, can you give me more chocolate? Dad ate them.
Go eat real food. Go.
But can you?
Yeah.
Okay, Mama, you're the best.
At least she said that. You didn't even have to ask her to say that. I always have to tell my kids, say, thanks, Mom, you're the best. Hey, Mom, you're best.
Ma, you're best.
All right. Back to the spooky
So you talked about the
Airbnb.
dog.
Yes. Also, in 2019, while in the dining room, the sound of rushing water was heard by Michelle, who went to check the basement. Unfortunately, a pipe had burst due to a frozen pipe. Upon investigating, she spotted an object in the middle of the short hallway leading from the basement stairs to the furnace room.
No.
It was a set of skull and crossbones shaped beads.
Ew,
Yeah,
no.
isn't that weird? It had never been seen in the home before, and no one in the home had planted it there, but its placement seemed intentional. They reviewed, because they had cameras set up everywhere, they reviewed footage in the hall, and there was never evidence of anyone or anything that it could have put it there, and it remains a mystery still today.
Do
and
you
it is
think-
up on display.
Do you think that they saw that stuff in the hallway on the camera?
Like, where did it, did it just, appear there? Like, all
Yeah,
of a
kind of like a
sudden?
doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's what I was wondering too, but I didn't say specifically.
That's
I
weird.
didn't say floated in there,
It just
apparated.
was there.
Yeah,
Weird.
disapparated, apparated.
Disapparated.
Is that a real word in real life?
In our life, it's a word.
I listen to too much Harry Potter because that's what they call whenever they appear in places, apparate and disapparate.
But I don't know.
Anyway, also, objects have been known to mysteriously move and appear places. Disembodied footsteps sounding like someone pacing specifically have been heard. Disembodied
Okay.
voices and screams and giggles give good EVPs. Flickering lights. Doors have been heard closing and seen closing. Orbs have been seen. There's so much more, but I'm going to get into some reviews in just a minute.
Okay.
So as of today, if you are interested in possibly staying at the Inspiration House in Oberlin, Ohio,
Inspiration House?
yes,
Okay.
check it out on Airbnb, and it is called the Inspiration House. Or if you just want to learn about it, you can visit their website, inspiration3636.com, where a lot of the experiences here are documented, and you can find history on the home. To complete your spooky, luxurious stay, Michelle and Elraya have all the spooky aesthetics to creaking doors, floors, dolls, and even gone as far as displaying a collection of haunted objects and occult tools throughout the home to look at or do paranormal experiments of your own. They encourage it.
Yeah.
So they even have dream journals stationed all around the home in each of the bedrooms where you can record your dreams and your
Oh,
experiences.
that's cool.
The home has been featured on some paranormal shows as well as Netflix's Amazing Vacation Rentals
Oh.
in season 2, and it's in a special paranormal episode.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. They stayed there and stuff, and they did a séance, and so I just want to talk about this real quick. But Michelle, the owner, had been saying this is a really friendly haunted home,
Yeah.
and whenever she purchased it, she knew it was haunted because she was a paranormal expert.
Right.
And she's like, this is why I want this home, and she made it an Airbnb because she wanted there to be a safe place for people to do these paranormal experiences and
cool.
investigations, and it not follow you home.
Yeah.
And
How does
I
she know
really
it
wanna
won't
go there.
follow you home, though?
I guess no one has said anything, so
Yeah.
there's all the reviews are great.
Real quick, I had 2 questions about that. Did you watch the thing on Netflix?
Yeah.
And then the other question was, do you know if they allow Ouija boards?
Yeah, they have one in the home
Oh my
for you to
God.
use. Yeah, they used one. They used one in the episode. Yeah, all together. Even
Naughty
the owner was in on it.
naughties.
I think as long as it's not in your own personal home, I would feel better about it, and not in my own personal home.
Yeah.
And as long as you know it's not something demonic that you're messing with.
I bet they have a how to close out properly
Yeah,
and stuff like
and
that.
she was doing it with them too, and she's an expert. So
Oh, okay.
I want to say she said she was a medium somewhere too. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you can enjoy talking to the dead in this home, and then you can go take a relaxing soak in the vintage clawfoot tub.
Is this is a review?
Well, this is me, because of
Oh.
all the reviews I read said mention this amazing clawfoot tub, and they also mentioned the awesome library that the house has, and it has all the history. So you
Okay.
can go take a soak in the tub. You can read a book, maybe not because you don't want to ruin their books, but it sounds like a really cool place to stay.
Yeah.
And like people who have been like who seek to find a paranormal place have stayed there, and then
Uh-huh.
there's people that have like gone there that have been in town just for like a graduation or something, and like everybody has good things to say about this place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you wanna build a snowman? Do you wanna build a snowman? Okay. I'm having spaghetti for dinner. Jesse!
Have you ever seen anyone on crack before?
You mean your child?
I haven't personally, but I've seen videos of people.
I just watched the episode of New Girl where Winston, because he's black, and Schmidt is like
Trying to get him to go back to his culture.
Yeah, and he's like, you know what? I really want to get some crack cocaine. And he's like, I'll get you some crack cocaine. He says it like that. He's
Can
like,
you go get
you
me
want some
my?
crack cocaine?
Can you get my other one, please? It's on the counter.
I was telling Josh about this episode though, and I was like, because I said something about crack cocaine, and I said it like that. And he's like, why do you keep on saying that?
Crack cocaine.
And I was like, crack
Crack
cocaine. He's like, my phone's gonna hear you, and they're gonna pop me up for a pee test tomorrow. Stop saying that. And I was like, crack cocaine? You always said stop saying crack cocaine. Evidently, that happens.
I have something that I need to send to you.
This one's your last one.
Thank you.
Use it carefully. Drink it carefully.
As drink responsibly.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I'll keep her safe.
Thank you.
Maybe.
It's of a guy. Leave.
That's my baby.
Mama, I want one.
Go.
Give me one. I want one.
You can babysit him while we're gone.
Keep your room
He stays
clean.
in here. No, he stays in here. This is his house. He likes to hunt and
You can't
stuff.
open it.
Yeah, you can't. You can just like. Okay. Sorry.
Out.
You're gonna have a time editing this.
Not as bad as last week. I had
With
so many
cough.
coughs.
Oh yeah, I didn't think
So
about
many
that.
coughs. Go. But I did a really good job about, luckily, coughing. Like, if I knew I was going to talk,
Stop for a second.
I'd stop for a second.
Yeah.
There was a TikTok that I saw of a guy that works for, like, some sort of like, Homeland Security or something like that. Something. I don't know exactly what he does. He does something like that, though. And it was, like, a guy that was pretending to call him, and he was like, hey, man, I have this, like, thing I'm worried about downloading or something like that. They said that they, like, are going to be able to, like, look into my emails or something. And the guy's like, dang it, this doesn't pertain to Josh. Never mind.
That sounds really sketchy. It sounds like something you should call Brett Johnson about.
But he was like, should I be worried? And he's like, well, I mean, the Chinese people have been, like, listening in to us, like, for years and years and years, well before smartphones. So, like, unless you're, like, some super important person with with the government, like someone that they would want your information, or if you do this or this or this, then no one fucking cares about you.
Right?
No one cares.
Like they don't have the time to like listen to you out of like a trillion other people.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, you, Brian, that works in electrical, we don't care what your house looks like. No one cares. No one cares what you're asking Alexa, unless you're someone that's important.
I don't know though. My Alexas used to be really weird. They make an Apple one now, and I really want it
That's cool.
because it's supposed to be like even more secure. Because Apple's really secure.
Yeah.
Apple's very secure.
Yeah.
I will give Apple that. Like,
Yeah.
and I know I'm like an Apple person anyway,
she
but
is.
like, They really are secure. Like going from Samsung to Apple or Google to Apple or
I
whatever,
agree.
they are really like. I know not to trust emails. I know that if there's a problem, they will send a notification
Yeah.
straight into my settings.
Yeah.
And it goes straight to my phone like that.
Yeah.
So
I will say I felt very secure having an Apple.
the fact that you couldn't break into your child's phone.
Yeah, that kind of irritates.
Yeah,
the
it's really.
crap out of me. I'm like, it's my kid. They're like, we need to know for sure.
They should give like a secondary on kids.
Well,
Like a secondary like person.
what was really nice is her phone now. It's set up as a kid
Oh, okay. Oh,
because Google allows that,
Oh,
and
nice.
that's Samsung. That's their main Google. Like they use Google for their. Keep going. Finish telling your story. You're stressing me out.
So soft.
I want to try recording without these again and put the originals on
Hey, like 'em?
because I think that our voices would be crisper.
I think our voices are so crisp. They're so crisp.
Finish your story.
Okay,
Gosh dang it.
So do you want to hear some Yelp? I'm scared reviews.
Yes, I do.
Except they're Airbnb reviews, but Yelp.
It's a segment. It's a segment. Yeah.
So there, like I said, I couldn't find like any bad reviews on this. It seems to be a cozy, clean, enjoyable place to stay with very accommodating and welcoming hosts for anybody interested. And when people mention anything paranormal, it's all been positive encounters and like positive energy.
Okay.
So, I pulled just a few. There were 100. Like there were several reviews.
That's
there,
good.
So.
That's good for them.
And like it's usually really hard for me to find.
Thank you.
It's usually really hard for me to find like specifically like ones that involve like paranormal or ghosts. Like I
Right.
have to hit in the search bar
Right.
ghosts, paranormal, orbs, whatever, screaming.
Yeah.
But like every other review was something about like their paranormal experience because it's what they came there for.
Yeah.
So my first one is from and I'm gonna say their names because it's public knowledge.
Yeah.
Ryan in just this February of 2023.
Wow.
Said house was beautiful. Everything was as advertised. Yes, there are spirits in the house. We had doors closed on their own and heard the music box play on its own as
Oh
well.
my gosh.
The house was very clean and provided everything that it said it would. We are looking forward to coming back.
They're gonna come back.
I know. I really want to go to this place. And Andrea in just January of this year said Inspiration House did not disappoint. 6 girls stayed comfortably in El Raya's house for 3 nights. The house was fully stocked with everything we needed. Location was close to town and it was exactly as described. We booked this house because it was listed as a haunted, but we had no idea just how much energy the house would provide. We came with paranormal equipment and got lots of results, but on top of that, there was plenty of moments that resulted without any devices at all. The musical box in the display room went off several times, as other guests had mentioned, but we also heard footsteps, watched the basement door slam close,
Whoa.
and even heard a voice call one of our names. If you're looking for a haunted getaway, I recommend this house very much. Don't forget to read the material left in each of the rooms, as this will enhance the experience. And shout out to Alraya for being extremely easy to communicate with, and a big thanks for letting us check in early.
Oh, I love that.
A Donna in November 2022 said the house is lovely, exceeded our expectations, loved all the notes in the rooms, had a few events happen, music box played, giggles in the night, lights
gosh.
off that were on, would visit again, and highly recommend to anyone seeking a different type of vacation.
Okay.
And lastly, a Catherine in May of 2021 said Inspiration House was everything I could have asked for. It was cozy and comfortable, beautifully decorated, tons of little hidden treasures and notes, and was wonderfully close to downtown Oberlin for fun and relaxing walks. We adored our stay and found that the spookier denizens were just as I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's I don't know. Were just as charming as the home. A door closing on its own here, light flickering there, and haunted footsteps when everyone was in their own room. Nothing about the occurrences felt unsettling or alarming, so the cozy haunting is a very uh, apt response.
Oh, okay.
And then that's it. That's
I
all
like
got.
how
There's so many, like, all the reviews. There was nothing like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. Like, you go into this house, you know it's, like, haunted.
yeah.
Whenever you book this place, you know it's haunted. But, like, everybody has a positive review, even if they had, like, something creepy happen. But, like, it's all cool.
It sounds very like almost pleasant.
Yeah. And the show that I watched on Netflix, they, like, right when they got there, they opened the door and there's, like, this doll stationed, like, right in this, like,
Oh, jeez.
little, like, like, old fashioned, like, stroller thing.
Yeah.
And then, like, a door closed on its own. They saw
While they were recording?
yeah, I want to say
Wow.
they saw, like, they may have seen a figure. But just lots of things happened, but they weren't anything extreme. They were just
Right.
like, oh, like, wow, and they weren't, the show itself was just to explore, like, fun, different, like, Airbnbs.
Yeah.
And the paranormal episode was just, like, one episode out of all of it. So, like, they
Right.
don't, like, go to, like, all these paranormal places.
Yeah.
They went to, like, 5 in one
Okay.
episode, and then that's it.
I like that it almost sounds like the world, the paranormal world is just like living simultaneously with the real world in that house.
Yeah.
Like they're not messing with those
Yeah.
people. It sounds like
Yeah.
they're just kind of doing their
Yeah.
own thing, and it's like, okay, well, all right, someone's mad at someone. Apparently,
Right.
someone slammed someone's door.
Like, okay. They're still just, it's like all like residual hauntings is
Yeah.
what I read everywhere.
Okay.
So I like people just continuing to, like, live their
Live their
in
lives.
the afterlife.
Yeah.
I guess. But I would absolutely love to go there because it sounds like it's a great place for people who aren't, like, into paranormal or necessarily, like, brave enough to go to a paranormal
That's
place.
me.
I'm not super brave either.
I'm not brave.
But, like, if I see it's advertised as an Airbnb, I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Sure. Yeah.
Clearly, you're prepared to get sued, so they're
Yeah.
not. Don't sue them.
Don't sue them.
That's not.
Don't be
But
jerks.
I'm just saying, like, if someone's willing to go there and, like, go get scared, then, like, maybe
Yeah.
I'll go there and go get scared and pay money for it.
Yeah.
So, like, it must be a great place.
That sounds fun.
So that
Let's
was
go
the
there.
inspiration.
So that's
house.
another one on our list.
Yes, in Oberlin, Ohio.
Okay. When we retire from all of our podcast money, we'll go.
Yeah, we're so rolling in it, guys.
We're rolling. We are not rolling.
Dear God, do you have a story to tell me?
Yes. You okay?
Yeah.
Do you
I told
need to
It
take?
makes me a little tired.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm waking up. That's why I'm drinking my Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Scissor. I think I'm allergic to it.
What?
Certain alcohols, because, like, my
Tequila?
nose will get stuffy. Like, certain wines that I drink will,
Mhm.
like, start congesting me. And that's, I don't know. It happens sometimes. Maybe there's, like, pollen in it. I don't know what tequila is, though. What? Oh, God, what? Oh, no! Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
It's messed it up again.
Okay. I'll stop it. It just started doing that. And then I'll just combine them.
Do you think it's still recorded, though?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw someone post something today about redheads or bright, like, unnatural red, and I was like, man, I want my hair unnatural red again.
We'd have to bleach it a bunch first.
No, like the other red that I usually do. It usually goes on fine, but it's like the box kind. I don't mind the box.
Okay, whatever.
I'm fine with it. It's cheaper, and I don't have to bleach my hair.
I just want to. I keep telling Alice I'll do her hair. Maybe I'll do it tonight. No.
Do you have stuff for it?
Mhm.
Oh, I have supplies at my house still. If you need any of
I have
that,
so much.
like that full and stuff.
I have all that stuff.
Guys, we were just bugged by China and stuff. Sorry.
Okay,
no, we're not.
So
Just
I'm
kidding.
gonna tell you a story.
Oh yeah, you said I was gonna not like this.
Yeah, I
Ugh.
know. Get out.
Ugh.
Finish your tequila.
It's okay. I'm good.
So We're actually going across. We're going down under.
Cross the pond.
Nope, down under.
Down under.
Yeah, to Australia.
Where to have shrimp on the barbie.
Shrimp on the Barbie. We're going to Claymore, Australia, and then late 1970s.
Can I say a really bad word?
Yeah,
That starts with a C.
yeah.
Because
I love that they use that word.
it's really appropriate to say the word cunt there, and I love it.
I love it.
Well, I was watching something the other day, and they're like, "Oh, it was Steve-O."
It's like a friendly thing.
Steve-O.
Yeah.
He was getting his hair because he's in Australia, or he was in Australia
Okay.
for like a week, and he was at the barber shop there, the barber shop, and he was like, "So you mean it's appropriate to say the word cunt here?" And they're like, "Yeah, cunt," and he's like, "Really?" He's like, "That's such a bad word to say in
It's
America."
almost like friendly.
Maybe we should block that out because that's offensive to like everybody here, or not. Whatever. Sorry.
To the Patreons. We'll keep it on for the Patreons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
No, I think it
I
should
love
be...
that word.
Me too.
See you next Tuesday.
Okay. Where did I go?
I'm so scared. What happened to your video? You're a ghost.
Where did I...
Is it recording? Did you hit record? Yeah, you hit record. What is wrong with
I
you?
don't
Is it
know.
on?
Yeah.
It's frozen.
No, it's not. Look, I'm talking and it's showing.
Yeah, but the video is frozen.
Plug it in right here. Yeah, push it. Push the stop button and push start again.
Oh, cool.
Bri, you're right there, Bri.
I'm not that gone.
Some weird stuff was just happening, you guys.
Yeah, I think it was because
I hope that freaking dog stops moving around though.
I swear to God, it's because we talked about a certain place. Anyway.
Yeah. So, and we're so popular and important to society.
We do get listened there, just saying. We do have listeners there.
So I'm going to tell you a story from down under.
Down under. Okay.
We're in Claymore, Australia, and in the late 70s, early 1980s. Are you trying
Sorry.
to make the face I made?
Do you know how I found that? Sorry. I'm sorry. I have such, like, shiny squirrel syndrome tonight. Continue.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
So to paint this picture, stop. I can't stop looking at you.
I found out a way to get rid of double chins. I've been doing it all week.
You don't have a double chin.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, when you do that, everyone has a double chin when you do that, you dummy.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
It's lagging again!
We're just going to leave it. 'Cause
Okay,
it
it's going to
shows-
be normal later.
It will be normal
okay,
later.
I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Also, if we keep doing this, we're going to run out of battery juice.
Yes, we will. Okay, go.
So, to paint a picture of Claymore, Australia, according to Wikipedia, in 2015, the Drop Off the Edge report said Claymore was listed as one of the most socially disadvantaged areas in New South Wales.
What does that mean?
Like, they're just socially disadvantaged.
Like, they don't, like, talk to each other?
I believe so. Because that is something, like, that comes up, like
Do
nobody...
they not know English? Or, like,
No,
or
like-
they just, like, don't, like, get out much?
They don't get out much.
There's, like, a town full of introverts.
Yes.
Cool.
So in 1978, the first set of residents moved into the town. So the town is actually super new. But since it was so close to Sydney, Australia, it was like the new and upcoming suburb. Like, oh, let's move out to Claymore.
Oh. Yep.
But except for instead, it was like not like bougie. it meant that people wanted to move there. So the builders were like basically gluing these houses together. They couldn't like keep up with the demand of people moving in. They were like, hey, just kind of just like do two nail hits and that's good. That's
Inspectors? We don't need
maybe-
inspectors.
Maybe do some wood glue on it and it should be good.
It's fine.
They could not keep up with the demand and
Just
they were
throwing 'em
doing
up real
shoddy
fast.
building. Shoddy building. Like so the paint was like not even dry yet by the time residents were like hanging pictures on the walls.
Jeez.
So, since it was a suburb, I actually don't think it was a town, to be honest. I think it was more just like of a subdivision, like a
Okay.
very big, large subdivision
Like
community.
on the outskirts somewhere.
Yeah. And because
It's
it was
in a county, kind of, whatever they call
yeah,
them.
like it was like kind of like how LA, like they have suburbs and stuff like that, subdivisions or big towns. They have like big residential areas, but normally because they will have like the local stores like Target and grocery outlet. Why did I say grocery outlet? Like a grocery store and stuff like that. Like like big chain stores around those shopping areas or those housing areas. This one did not. They didn't have any grocery stores. They didn't have anything.
That sounds like Holt.
So, this led for people because there's like nothing to do without going like all the way into town
Right.
and commute. This led people to commit crimes. The crime rate was very high.
What more is there ever to do?
Then to
Like-
commit
Like,
crimes,
what else are you gonna do on a Saturday night?
record a podcast. So the
It's Friday
depart-
night. Sorry.
So the Department of Youth Services actually said that the people of Claymore led lonely and depressing lives.
Oh my gosh. Who would want to live there? That's terrible.
Could you imagine just like nobody likes you?
Like the reviews on this town.
You guys just kind of suck.
We sell a lot of Hungry Man dinners.
Oh, that was a good one. So let's talk about Helen Patricia Moore. Helen was
Patricia. Sorry.
that's her middle name. So Helen Patricia Moore was born in 1962 in Sydney, Australia. She had a mother named Jessie, a stepdad, and two younger brothers, Peter 7 and Andrew was 2. From the outside looking in, they're a perfect normal family, as they always are.
Oh, good. Yep.
Her mom, Jessie, felt like something was off with Helen from almost like from the very beginning. She was like, this kid is weird. Like, she just is not right in the head.
It's not a
sort
good
of,
sign.
yeah, sort of thing. And it's pretty bad when
Also,
your mom,
it's pretty sad.
when your mom is
like,
like,
who's supposed to accept you
"Ah."
beyond like anything? It's
Yeah,
just
and
like,
think that you're a perfect angel.
like
Kind of weird.
someone's
Yeah. So at 18 months, baby Helen had a hard time communicating with other people. She hardly ever spoke. And she also would like pull the dolls' heads off of the dolls' bodies
Oh.
and like tear apart like the limbs of stuffed animals.
Oh, okay. That I would say the doll thing is like that can be like it's just like them like deconstructing and constructing things, but
No,
the,
she would
the
just
stuffed
like
animals is a little
she would just Hulk it, you
like,
know? Yeah. So Jessie would bring it up to other family members and be like, hey, like, don't you guys think that Helen is a little weird? And they'd be like, no, she's just a baby.
Do your beanie babies only have 3 legs?
They're like, she's fine. Well, Helen would also only act this way like around her family. So a lot of like babysitters, like caregivers and stuff like that, they wouldn't see that side of Helen until she got behind closed doors. So in Helen's youth, she was a good student. She was well behaved. She was shy. She didn't talk much. But when she would get home and it was just like around the family, she would have these like bizarre outbursts. She would destroy things and scream and kick and hit stuff. One time when Helen was 13, she was playing a card game with her younger brother, Peter, and she lost. So she pulled out a chunk of his hair and some of his scalp came off with it.
I mean,
Goldfish. Uno, man. Uno can get super
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
I get that.
But
yeah.
also, yeah, Skullfish can as well.
Yeah.
Any twos? You lied.
So, but you know, a piece of his scalp came off with his hair.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't think you caught that.
I didn't. I just got the hair part. Oh my God. Helen, calm down.
Calm down. So, this obviously triggered Jessie, her mom. She was like, something has to be done with this child. This child is not normal. So she ended up taking Helen to a psych doctor, but the doctor came back saying that Helen was a perfect angel. Literally, those words came out of his mouth. And she had no psychological issue or tendencies, and ended up turning around and gaslighting Jessie and said, Jessie, you're the problem. Here, you need to be medicated, and prescribed her some
What?
Valium.
That's no. You
Yeah.
don't like dismiss that.
Yeah. Can you imagine? So Jessie's like, oh, okay, thanks.
This was also the 80s.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
All children
why,
are
why
normal.
would you just like that's a serious problem. Like nowadays they'd probably like, all right, well let's bring her in for a few more sessions, or let's like
keep an eye
a
on her.
journal or
Yeah.
something about like things that happen, and like take both of you your point of views of things. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like
No,
that seems
Jessie,
a bit extreme.
you know what? I know for a fact that if I were to bring my child in and they did a psych eval and they're like, actually, she came back normal, but you seem kind of weird, so you should follow up with your doctor. They wouldn't just be like,
No, yeah.
let me prescribe you some
Then everybody
Valium.
would be lining up and they're like, hell yeah, I'm getting Xanax.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Zanny. So Helen is 16 years old at this time. She was volunteering at the information center in Claymore and was going to school. She also loved babysitting her younger brother, Andrew. She loved spoiling the heck out of him.
This isn't the brother that she pulled the scalp out of, is it?
No, this
Okay.
is her the youngest.
Okay, that was her. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
She sort of saw herself as a second mom to him. They just like had this great connection, I guess. She realized how much she loved babysitting and was like, whoa, I should be making money for something that I love doing.
Yeah, why not?
As you should.
Yeah.
I love watching
Dreams.
kids. Yeah. At the information center she worked at, they had a bulletin board. Helen put up a little ad with advertising herself for babysitting services, which was great. You know, the town was still growing. It was still, you know, in that boom stage. So she's like, I can make easy money doing this. And she did. But then something terrible happened.
Oh, God.
On March 5th, 1979, Andrew, the youngest, the baby, the 2-year-old that she loved and had a connection with,
Oh, no.
he passed away,
Oh,
Bri.
baby.
In his sleep. The authorities determined he died from SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome.
Right.
And
At
if you,
2?
Yep. So if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically what it sounds like a baby's laying in bed and they'll just stop breathing.
Can that happen at 2? Okay.
Which
Say, God, now I'm paranoid.
Which, first off, is super rare for a 2-year-old. And it's also not a common death.
Yeah.
So,
But it also wasn't like a known, like very big then
it's
either.
correct. Yeah. So 2 months later, Helen was babysitting her cousin, 16-month-old Suzanne McIntosh. Helen put little Susie to bed and the parents came home. They peeked in Suzanne's room and they're like, oh, she's sleeping. So they go to bed. They wake up in the next morning and she wasn't awake. So they go and check on her, and she also had died from sudden infant death syndrome.
Your battery?
Yeah, I gotta go get it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No. Why are you apologizing?
Because I talked too much.
I don't think it was fully charged.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go pee too.
I sure hope it wasn't fully charged.
No, it wasn't.
I'm not yawning because I'm tired. I'm yawning because I'm not getting enough oxygen to the brain. Look at that, guys.
Because I almost grabbed it.
Look at this. It's a beach bag, but also a wine tote. You can put wine in it and pour it out of the spout.
That's smart. Have you seen the ones that do it with the bra?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds terrible because I remember listening to the episode of And That's Why We Drink where Christine wore hers, and she's like the entire time saying how cold it was. Like, no. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, because I was like, maybe I should grab it, but then I was like, we'll be fine. It was like at 60%, I think.
Oh, sorry that I keep on yawning. It's because I don't have enough oxygen to my brain.
You're not
It's
hurting
not
my
that I'm
feelings.
tired.
Yeah.
I'm a teeny bit tired, but it's not because that I'm bored. It's because I don't have enough oxygen to my brain.
You need to breathe
My
more.
nose is really stuffy, actually.
I'm sorry.
I think it's from my drink.
So they peeked into Susie's room and they're like, oh, she's asleep. So they go to bed, and in the morning she wasn't like awake like she normally is.
No,
So
baby.
they go in there and she realized that she also had fell victim to SIDS. So word obviously got back to Jessie, Helen's mom, because this was a family member. And she was like, listen, I keep suppressing this gut feeling I have about Helen, but what the heck? So, she was like, 2 babies have died now in Helen's care, but she really didn't think that Helen did anything to Andrew because they had such a good bond.
Right.
But she's like, I need to confront her about this baby because SIDS is rare, and Susie was 16 months old. And so, like, what the heck?
Yeah, she's
So-
past that point.
So she goes and she questions.
I think they say you get out of that stage around like 6 months.
I address it.
I think it was like
Yeah.
4 to 6.
Yeah. So she goes and confronts Helen. This obviously upset Helen. She's like, what the heck, Mom? I'm not going to kill my cousin. Like, shame on you. Like, so they're screaming. And Jesse's like, okay, I'm sorry I asked. Like, she realized that she wasn't getting anywhere with Helen. So, also, could you imagine, like, the thought of thinking that your child is a
Oh
murderer?
my god.
Like, and then you're wrong? Like,
Being
you
like the
can't
worst parent ever.
You can't come back from
no.
that.
Yeah. No.
So she was like, okay, honey, I'm sorry I asked. You know, you do you. All right. You said no. Okay.
I believe you.
So with nothing to go off of without her gut feeling, she was like, I guess you can keep watching kids. Like, you're not a murderer. You're right. You said you aren't. I guess I'll trust you. So, she was like, maybe it's just a crazy coincidence. In January 1980, 12-month-old baby Vaughn was having like some crazy convulsions or like a seizure in his sleep.
Oh,
So
no.
his babysitter, Helen, called 911, and luckily he survived.
Okay.
But the doctors were like, the type of seizure that he had is ultra rare. And Jesse was like, come on, you guys. Like, this is the second baby, because she was convinced, or she was very,
That her
very
brother
certain.
wasn't from her.
Yeah. She's like, this is the second child. What the heck? She's like, somebody needs to be doing something. And also tell me that you don't like your kid without telling me that you don't like your kid. But also, like, good for her for trusting her gut.
Yeah, exactly.
Even about your own kid. So Jesse tried to confront Helen again, and Helen got like super defensive, obviously. And after a few days, Jesse ended up apologizing to Helen. She was like, listen, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I obviously have a problem. It's not you, Helen. It's me. And I need to seek help. Not you, Helen, because you're a perfect angel, as the psychiatrist said.
Yep.
So she also like got in her head and was like beating herself up about like thinking
Mom
that,
guilt.
yeah, thinking that her daughter actually killed these two babies, or killed one baby. And
Such a terrible thought to think of. Like, you
Yeah.
have to really get like down in the dirty to actually get to that thought about your own children.
Well, she had like that thought from the very beginning. She thought her kid was off. So like,
right.
I get that. But also like that mom guilt, dude. You can't get over it.
Mm-mm.
So 2 weeks go by, and on February 1st, 1980, Helen was babysitting a 2-year-old boy, Aaron Crocker. And she noticed that he wasn't breathing, so she called the ambulance. Oh, earlier I said she called 911. I don't know what it is in Australia. She called the ambulance.
911.
They have like little like asterisks over the ones. So she called the ambulance. Aaron ended up in a coma for 2 weeks, and then was in the hospital for another 6 weeks. But when he came out of his coma, he was blind and couldn't walk, and he was 2.
Baby.
And Aaron actually died later in his life, like a couple years later, from complications from this exact incident when he was 2. So 2 weeks later after that, February 24th, 1980, 2-year-old Rachel was found lifeless in her crib, and authorities said that she had died from SIDS. March 31st, 1980, Jessie left Peter, the mom, left Peter, her younger son, her only living son, in Helen's care. She's like, okay, you guys, like, I'm going to go run errands. Like, Helen, you're in charge of Peter. And Helen ended up attacking Peter, and he tried to fight back because he was 7, and she ended up killing him. When Jessie came back, she was like, what the heck, dude? And so she called the police, and police came, and she's like, my child did this. Like, this is Helen.
I know this.
I know this for a fact. And so Helen was arrested, and she just started, the second she was arrested, she was like, so you guys, this is like crazy. I did all this stuff. She confessed to the deaths of all the babies besides her baby brother, Andrew. She said that she would put her hands over their nose and mouth and suffocate them.
Oh my God.
Then she would go back to watching her TV show like nothing happened after, because she's babysitting. And the 2 that did survive, they ended up waking up later. Like they had probably like been knocked out.
Regained conscious.
Yeah, and they would start crying. So she's like, well, I guess I'll call the ambulance. Like, which that's amazing that she did that, but also like don't do that in the first place. Um as for her 7-year-old brother, she went up behind him to suffocate him, but he got away, and she managed to attack him again and hold him down. Then she took his body, and after he passed out, she took his body and threw him down the stairs. And then she went and took a shower, then called the ambulance. Her reasoning for killing these poor babies was because she felt like it.
She wasn't right.
It just sounded like something she needed to do. Her trial started on May 19th and it lasted only 5 days, which is like super fast for a murder trial. She also stood up in front of the court, which is very rare for a defendant to go in front of the court.
Right.
But she made a statement saying she doesn't know why she did these things, that her life was just went down the hill after her baby brother died. And she loves watching children and doesn't know what overcame her. She also said that seeing her brother die, she didn't think it was fair for other children to continue to live, which is a very that's psychological right there.
Yeah.
During the trial, they ended up adding another charge to her indictment, or to her sentencing, which was the murder of her baby brother Andrew. So remember how we talked about it a little bit? How I said SIDS doesn't usually happen
Right.
to. It's rare, but it also doesn't happen to older babies.
Right.
It's normally under 6 months old.
Okay, yeah.
And the risk of SIDS is 0 by the age of 1.
Right.
So they're like, how would he have died? Because he was 2.
Yeah.
So a psychologist and a psychiatrist came to the stand and testified Helen was borderline schizophrenia and had hallucinations occasionally, and sometimes didn't know the difference between what was real and what was not. Helen also made a statement claiming that her uncle, little Susie's dad, was molesting her, which started when she was 8 and didn't stop until she killed baby Susie. And she said he stopped coming around right after Susie died. So it was almost like did she do it to threaten him?
Right.
Or is she making it all up?
Right.
Her uncle obviously denied the allegations, but Helen's lawyer insisted he did during trial. He never was charged with anything on it. Other doctors came in claiming Helen was fine and didn't have any sort of mental illness.
She's an angel.
She's an angel. During the trial, yeah, I bet it was that doctor that was like, she's a perfect angel.
Ugh.
But Jessie, she needs Valium.
She needs some serious shit.
During the trial, Helen showed a lot of emotion. You could see that she knew what she did was wrong. She was sentenced to 3 life sentences plus 10 years for attempted murders, but never, you know what? That's a lie. I don't think it was just the attempted murders. It was for all of them.
Okay.
Jessie was not convinced, Jessie, her mom, was not convinced Helen actually killed Andrew because of the great relationship that they had. She knew Helen killed the other ones for sure, though.
Right.
Jessie and John, the stepdad, lost all their kids. All of them. I mean, their 2 boys and Helen. They lost Helen too.
Aww.
They were not mad at Helen for what they did. They were just...
They had no choice. Like, they couldn't be mad at that. She was all they had left.
Well, they were devastated
Yeah.
that she did that.
Yeah.
They also didn't believe 3 life sentences would make Helen better. They believed that she needed to get the help that she needed, and I don't think she ever actually got that help. In 1999, Helen was released on parole. She is roughly 60 years old, living somewhere in Australia.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yep. So that's the story of Helen Moore. I know.
She should have gotten help. She
Yeah.
clearly was not like right in the head.
I could
you
not
said she had
find.
schizophrenia and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but like she clearly was not right in the head. But like, and I get she was young when it happened and like could be like influenced by
Right.
like those conditions and whatnot. But like,
And that
that's so
very immature thought
sad.
process of like it's not fair that
Yeah.
and I get that
Yeah.
because I know that I have had those type of thoughts before, not like dark, not like killing thoughts, but like why is it fair that this gets to happen?
You're right,
and,
right.
and it happened to
Glad
me.
you
sort of
clarified
thing.
that.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, maybe we
No.
should stop.
Like it's not fair that
Yes,
this happened to me
yeah.
but nobody else, sort of
Questioning,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So I understand that, but that's a very immature
I was about to
thought.
say, especially whenever you're young and naive and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like the whole world like is you.
Yes. Yeah. So, but I'm
Those poor babies.
those poor baby. I know. I told you you weren't gonna like this story.
The fact, like, I thought that, like, I knew she killed them,
Right.
but like I thought she was like shaking them, which for some reason in my head seems a little bit more like less sadistic than like
I believe so, too.
suffocating them.
I believe so too
because
you're
that
so
is like
frustrated because
is
you
an
won't stop
anger thing,
crying.
yes, and that's
Yeah.
a very like lots of people do that, and
Yeah.
they can't control themselves in the moment, and like that happens. And it's not that it's a good
Well,
thing.
and if you're not knowledgeable in the thought of shaking baby syndrome,
yeah, like it can do those types of things. It can give them like convulsions and like whenever they go to sleep, it can
Right.
kill them.
right.
Oh man, I can't believe she like the fact that she held her. Oh, that made me mad.
Yeah.
That makes me mad.
I know.
That
I
makes-
was shocked
ugh.
too. I'm sorry.
Well, that was fun. That's cool. At least it's
So-
not one more thing I have to be paranoid about with my kids.
Yes, I was like, I'm getting there, Brie. Just
Because
wait a
I thought
second,
you were
just
going
wait
to
a
say something
second.
about sudden infant death syndrome can actually go on for like 3 years or blah blah blah. And I'm
No.
like, crap! Now I have to worry for another year.
Yeah.
The one thing that I worry about with my kids is what is it? Dry drowning? What is
Dry
is that what it's
drowning,
called?
yeah.
Yeah, that thing freaks me out.
Yeah.
When I first learned about that, like anytime my kids would
I
take a
know.
bath at night, I'd be like watching them on the monitor or go check on them and be like, oh, they got a little bit of water in their mouth at night. They're fine. They're
Yeah.
fine. But also, it is a legit thing. Like,
It is.
like if your kids take in like water the wrong way or a little bit too much water, like if you're at the beach for the day or even the bath or
I
they're
know.
swimming for the day, that water can stay in their lungs and they can. Sorry, guys, but
They
it's
can
possible they can
drown.
drown in the night. Like
It's so scary.
very possible. Like I'm not telling you to scare you. I'm telling you to make you aware because I was not aware
Look
of
it
this
up.
when
Yeah.
I first became a parent. Like I don't think I was aware of this until like
Recently.
maybe no, like a year. And when Charlotte was like a year old, I became aware of it.
See, I didn't hear about it until like maybe a couple years ago, like recently,
Yeah.
when it became more like aware.
Yeah.
And that, like, man, my kid loves water so much.
Same. Mine too.
And I'm like,
They want the bathtub filled up so high, and
keep
I'm like,
that
no.
mouth closed.
It's like they try to drink all that water. I'm like,
Like,
one, that's
"Oh,
freaking
no."
nasty.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I used to do the same thing. So
Mhm.
who didn't?
Yeah. But it just, like, she'll, like, inhale water. I'm like, no.
Now I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So,
That was a good one, though.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Glad you told me a story from another
Country.
country.
Yeah.
Across the pond.
It's always Australia, though.
There are so many, because I feel like because they're newer,
Yeah.
they're not like as ancient as other countries. They're
Yeah.
easier to do.
Yeah.
Because I
agree.
see a ton that I could do easily in Australia.
Yeah.
Also, I want to go there, and I want to go to
I-
the Irwin Zoo.
Yeah, that would
So
be
bad.
fun. I just.
I wanna go to
I watched
Australia.
those TikToks.
Oh, about all the dangerous things that
all
are
the
in Australia,
freaking.
like those giant spiders that randomly
spiders.
walk around your house.
Yeah.
They're just like this big,
Yeah.
and they could just be anywhere.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing, by the way, down under? Like, are you guys okay? I saw a guy like put his hand out for like this like little tiny
Yeah.
cute like a sea urchin or something, and they're like, yeah, that's like the most deadly thing
Yeah,
ever.
the blue
Yes.
little thing. I
Yeah.
forgot what it's called.
Yeah, and the doctor commented, and he's like, I
Yeah.
hope you're okay, because that's like one of the most deadly things.
Yeah.
Yep. There's so many like cool things there.
I ask my friend Russ this like at least like every couple times we talk, which we don't talk very often, but when I do talk to him, I'm like, so like the spider situation, you good?
You good?
He's
Is it
like,
okay?
he's like, yeah, I'm fine.
I feel like it's similar, not similar, but I feel like the most place that we can compare to Australia is the south here.
Yes,
We've got fire ants, we've got wolf spiders, which can be huge.
yeah,
And we've got lots of snakes.
yeah.
Lots of snakes. And oh my god, the worst of all, palmetto bugs.
They're not bad.
They are the worst thing in the entire world.
What are they going to do to you?
They fly at you.
I will say
Ugh.
all that stuff that you just listed is also in like Northern California. So
I hate palmetto bugs so much.
are you talking about the not I was thinking
It's
of
like
cicadas.
It's like a huge ass cockroach.
Yeah, we have those
but-
here in Alaska.
No, we don't.
Oh, no.
I've never once
Okay.
seen. We don't have one.
Okay.
We don't have them.
We don't have them. Okay.
But they fly. Palmetto bugs fly.
I have
Those
seen a
sons of
freaking
bitches. No, you've seen the beetles.
Oh.
With the giant antenna
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I hate those things as well. Those are not equally as bad because I don't mind smushing those. But Ugh, anytime it rains, because like I always lived somewhere that would have like flooding because I lived in Florida, and like
you guys are half under
they
the
always
ocean.
crawl inside your freaking house. I remember one time we had family in town. We had this brick fireplace, and my wedding bouquet was like on display up there, and because it's fake artificial flowers, and I can save them forever. And we were watching a movie, and we saw something move like in the wedding bouquet, and I was like, "That's weird. That petal looks weird." And look at it, and this giant ass freaking palmetto bug flies up in the air and flies towards us. Ooh! Oh, I hate them. Oh my god. I hate palmetto bugs so much. Ugh. I'd rather have a poisonous spider. I'm more terrified of palmetto bugs. I also
we lived in
slept
Georgia
with them in some
so-
creepy ass places. So
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and had them crawl on me in
Ew,
my sleep.
no. I feel like I've seen them because we lived in Southern
Everybody
Georgia.
has the heebie-jeebies. You have seen them if you lived in southern Georgia.
So
Or just Georgia, period.
yeah, I'm having a hard time like picturing them right now. I remember when we lived in Georgia, we lived in an apartment, so we would have to go and let our dogs out and like pick up their poo.
You had pest control there too, though. That's the beauty of apartments.
No,
Unless if it was a shade, like a not
it
so
was
nice.
right in front of the right in front
Oh,
of front
yeah,
base.
no, never mind.
Yeah, no, front gate. You were required to pick up your dog poo when you would let your dogs out. We would just wait until the next morning and it would all be gone. The bugs would eat it.
Ew.
I know, isn't that cool?
That is, hey, it's gone.
Yeah.
That or another animal.
Something ate it.
I don't know.
We never had to pick up dog poo.
It's
It was
gross.
really nice.
Another thing I'm not going to miss, or I am going to miss about living here, is the fact that we don't have to do fleas. Like, we don't have to do the
and
fleas or anything.
heartworm.
Yep. It's so, like, that is,
Yeah.
I was
There's
petting
no
the dogs the other day, and
poisonous
I was thinking, I
spiders.
was like, I haven't seen my dogs, like, scratch aggressively in, like, such a long time. And it's because there's no fleas here.
There's no fleas.
Yep. It's
I
too
will miss
cold.
that.
Yeah. Like, heartworm medicine is so
heartworm.
expensive.
So expensive. My mom gets it from Canada. It's actually pretty cheap.
Interesting.
She'll have to send us
I'm sure
a
there's
link.
different ways now, too, like online subscriptions since we've moved here. But yeah.
Do you have a neighborhood story?
Yeah. I had another. Oh, what did I want to say? It was a good story. It's okay, though.
Bree's a little drunk. She's not.
Actually, I've sobered up a lot since I've
Yeah.
had my Dr. Pepper. I don't know why I sober up from
Caffeine?
tequila.
You sober up.
I sobered up from tequila. drinking caffeine.
Gotcha.
I
I
had
know
a
it's
really
bugging
good
you.
story. I'm sorry. It literally is bugging me.
Ah.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
We should save it. We're at minute 20.
We're at a minute 20.
I don't know, because we had to redo it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You have a neighborhood story?
Yes. Oh, yeah. One more story about palmetto
Yes.
bugs. You don't have to include this, because I'm sure everybody hates us for like talking about bugs, and they probably feel itchy and
All
crawly,
itchy and gross.
And
When
if
you
you
talk about
didn't,
lice,
then
does your
oh my god, ew, yes,
your head will
ew,
itch?
ew, yes. So, so when I lived in Florida, I had, and one of our houses that we lived in, not with Josh, whenever I was in high school, I lived in a house full of boys. I had all stepbrothers. So I was the only girl. So I got the room at the end of the house with the bathroom that was private because I was the
nice.
girl.
Yeah.
And so I had my own bathroom.
That's actually
Well,
really nice.
It really
You got
was.
spoiled.
I did share it with my older stepbrother, but you know, whatever. It was cool.
Sure.
There was at one point a giant ass palmetto bug that was in there. And I didn't go in that bathroom for like a week because every time I go in there, he'd come out, and I'm like, I ended up naming him, and I would like post him on Facebook. He comes up every single year. Eventually, I killed him with like probably like oven cleaner or something. I sprayed so much shit on that bug. He did not die. Like
Good for
those things
him.
will survive anything
Like a cockroach.
except for my foot, possibly. It is. They're the same thing. It's like a cockroach, but a cockroach with wings. But yeah, it was. Ugh. I think his name was Frank. I think
That's a good name.
it was terrible. He was terrible.
My grandparents said that I've never been to Hawaii, and I really don't really care if I ever go. But they're like, I remember when I was like younger, I was like, I want to live in Hawaii, and they're like,
Oh,
you don't, honey, you don't want to live in Hawaii. There's cockroaches even in the nice places.
I believe it.
That turned me off.
That
I was like-
tropical.
I was
Yep.
like, nah, I'm good. And I just saw a TikTok of a lady that was talking about cockroaches in Thailand. She said even like the most rich apartments, it doesn't matter how clean you are, you have cockroaches.
Because the tropical, like they're
Yeah.
near the ocean. Or
So
they're near, like,
I'm just
warm.
gonna, you know
Not
what?
ocean, but warm.
Maybe we should just stay here. Oh wait, we have snow. F that.
Yeah. I'm just sick of the snow.
Sick of it. We'll move to Utah.
Yeah, there we go. It's a lot of salt there. All right. So there's our rant about
I am
roaches.
told that I am a little salty, so
Let's get some pepper. Salt and peppers here. Anyway, here's your neighborhood
Thank you.
story from me. It says it is titled "Anybody Missing a Circus Tent?" and I believe it's from next door.
Okay.
So anybody missing a circus tent?
yes.
This IKEA circus tent just appeared on our lawn on West Lane the other day. We've been expecting someone to come by to retrieve it, but no one has. Does it belong to anyone? That's it.
How big is a circus tent?
It's really small, but
Oh,
like,
it's small. It's
but
like a kid one.
Yeah, but like also, why would you just leave it there? Like I would, if someone left that on my lawn, I'd be like, "Psh, mine now." It's actually kind of cool. Like, let me show you a picture of it.
I don't have my phone on me.
I'm just gonna show you. You can see
Oh,
it from
okay.
here.
Oh yeah.
It's just a cute little
A
circus
little
tent.
cute
Like
tent.
I would keep it.
Yeah.
Like that's my tent now, or I'll sell it.
And
I'm
that's
not-
like
I'm not
if
gonna-
it was like super windy and it like
But
blew
I would think you
away.
would not be landing like that. It'd be
never
like all
know.
in like a disarray, like everywhere, like on the head of it or something.
But like I feel like that's such like an aggressive mood, like or move. Like what if you wanted to get rid of it, but you were too lazy to like take it to the dump? So you just like
Just
put
go
it
put it nicely on
in
someone's lawn.
someone else's lawn.
Just wait for them to question it.
They're like, what do we do with this?
Maybe this was also the time where clowns were popping up in random
oh,
places.
Yeah, maybe.
When that was a thing. Thank God it's not anymore.
I'd rather have that than what's going on right now.
Oh wait, yeah, not cool.
Goodbye, you guys. We love you.
Yeah. Listen to us wherever you get your podcast. And also, don't forget we have merch available on our website, what'swiththeneighbors.com. Just click on the merch. And also on there, you can, like, donate to us, join our Patreon,
Buy our
and
coffee. Buy us a coffee.
buy us a coffee. Our Patreon includes, like, us burping and, like, 20 minutes of us, like, goofing around or messing up tonight.
My kid looked like she was on crack
Amy possibly threw something at.
I threw something at the dog because she wouldn't stop licking
No dogs
herself.
were harmed in the making of this
No,
podcast.
I think it missed her, but
She absolutely did.
we want. And let me just say that if you guys join our Patreon, which is only $5 or $3 a month, that is supporting us, and that gives us motivation to continue to do what we're doing, and it gives us motivation to give back to you for the Patreon.
Yeah, this is still like our hobby. Like this
Yeah.
is still what we do. Like we enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
So like help us fund enjoying this by helping you enjoy it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we want to give back to you.
Help
so,
us help you guys.
Exactly.
I
yeah.
look directly
And
at the
it's
camera
only
at that.
$5 a month or $3
that's less
a month.
than Netflix, guys.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And we all know that
We really want to do a
way
paint night
more
or like some
itinerary.
kind of tie-dye night or something, guys. So
Yeah.
hurry up and get on Patreon because it's only going to be Patreon exclusive. So
If we have enough subscribers to Patreon, we can do a paint night for free for you guys eventually. So, which is like super dope, and it's private and everything like that. We have a episode coming out, rolling out soon for only Patreon listeners.
yes.
So, get on it.
Lots of exclusive stuff.
And you know what? If you can't do any of that stuff, share our
Absolutely.
podcast.
Sharing
Talk
the
about us.
podcast is like such a huge help.
Yeah.
If anything, it's a little bit bigger. It's a lot bigger.
It's a lot bigger. Yeah. Share and talk good about
Repost it
us.
to the page. We have already saved posts in our page and in our Facebook group
Just go to the
of
pinned posts.
Yes, our pinned posts that you can share of our podcast.
On our Twitter, you can share our stuff. On Instagram, you can share our stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about us. Talk to us about your
Stitch us on TikTok if you want.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Or duet.
Yeah, duet us on TikTok.
Duet us, or you can also repost.
Yeah, you can use our sound if you want.
Yeah,
it's ours.
So it is ours.
Yeah,
we own it.
We should make a clip in our podcast specifically for TikTok for people to like something that's relatable for people to use. Like, oh wait, we already have one.
Which one?
That how many people go missing?
Oh yeah, that we haven't done.
Yeah. Like we could just like do that in an actual episode.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea. Okay.
Do you see?
Bye.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Say hi to your cats for us.
Yeah. And what's with the neighbors? Bree and Amy out.
Bree and Amy out.
Have you checked in on the neighbors lately? What's with the neighbors? I think.